A few weeks ago, it looked like The Flash might actually do something at the box office. After all these celebrities, after all these people were clearly paid to say nice things about the film, the box office tracking had it projected to make between $120 and $150 million opening weekend. Well, unfortunately, even the return of Michael Keaton could not save The Flash, and in fact, it is far worse than anyone could have possibly expected. Look at what we're talking about now. Here's this post that's going viral. The Flash is now projected to end its worldwide box office run under $350 million total, which would be less than Black Adam, Eternals, Black Widow, Uncharted. Warner Brothers will lose $300 million on this movie as a result of the underwhelming response from fans. Now, $300 million, that is a lot of fucking money to lose on one singular movie, but if Flash continues the way it's going, and if it really was as much as some people have speculated it cost to make, then maybe it actually will happen. This movie could lose hundreds of millions of dollars for Warner Brothers. This is fucking pathetic. A $55 million opening domestically, and internationally, the story isn't much better. $139 million worldwide, which is less than Black Adam. And just think about that for a second. Think of how embarrassing it was for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson after Black Adam flopped. Despite having Henry Cavill return in the post-credit scene, despite all this buildup, Black Adam was a flop. It was a failure, and it lost money for DC and for Warner Brothers Discovery. But that movie was never expected to make as much money as something like The Flash was, with the return of Michael Keaton as Batman in a huge role in this film. All the time they spent reshooting, the multiple different directors, the multiple different rewrites, the multiple different iterations of the DC heads of studios coming in there and messing with this movie. And here we are, a $55 million opening. This is really fucking bad. The Flash and Elemental flops send red alerts for two of Hollywood's biggest box office brands. And we've been talking about Elemental as well. That movie made just over $29 million. That's the worst opening for a Pixar movie in history. That's how bad it is. But when it comes to The Flash, this is a movie that so many people were expecting to do better because of the hype, but it was fake hype. It was random celebrities tweeting about this. It was random people in the industry saying, wow, this is one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. None of it was real. None of it was organic. All of it was Warner Brothers bought and paid for marketing, and it didn't work. Fans don't trust DC. That's the reality. After a decade of the DCEU, because again, Man of Steel came out in 2013, just over 10 years ago. We're sitting here now and we're looking at the death of it. Obviously, James Gunn was rebooting it anyway, but now we're at a stage where, yes, you can't even, not even the return of Michael Keaton as Batman could convince fans to give DC another chance. And they still got Blue Beetle coming out. They still got Aquaman 2 coming out later this year in the winter. What a fucking nightmare. And a lot of people are trying to point fingers. Even this article by Deadline, 55 million 3-day. Why did it fail? Here's why. And they try to make a bunch of excuses surrounding, marketing, and surrounding, the fact that Ezra Miller wasn't part of the campaign and the fact that they didn't have late night TV talk show hosts. It's not just one or two things. It is a culmination of 10 years of DC leadership not having any idea what they're fucking doing. But you also have to factor in the Ezra Miller controversies. You also have to factor in that a lot of these movies have been so disjointed, and a lot of them have been bad recently. You also have to factor in that James Gunn has already announced that this universe is done, that it's not happening. Now, they didn't officially come out and say Ezra Miller's done as the Flash because they're trying to promote a movie, but they may as well have done that because everyone thinks that that is the case. There are so many problems with DC and with Warner Brothers and really with the superhero genre in general right now. But these flops don't even compare to the Marvel flops that are out there. This movie would be lucky to sniff what Quantumania did at the box office, and that was a colossal failure. Right now, everyone is looking at Warner Brothers and DC and laughing. The fact that they put this out, that they tried to do this campaign to tell people it's such a great movie, one of the greatest comic book movies ever, and it was far from that. Fans didn't believe them, and now it's a complete and total flop at the box office. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.